What's going on YouTube? It's Marv and you are locked into KISS, where I cut out all of my usual waffle and I keep it simple. The good weather is starting to show, summer is approaching, and I'm going to show you how to make your Instagram photos pop with seamless slides. If you haven't searched for this post specifically, then you may not know why this is important. If you want your Instagram posts to do well, which I think most people do, that's why you spend your time on the platform, Instagram favors accounts that have the most interaction. And by interaction, I don't necessarily mean liking or commenting. That does help, but behind the scenes stuff, how much time you spend on posts. And no, you don't necessarily have to look sexy for your viewers. I'm talking about swiping and zooming. When Instagram sees this, they're more inclined to show this to more viewers and show that viewer more of your content. That's why you find certain pages that are similar to what you usually like and follow on your explore page. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let me take the friction from your lips, and I will love you, girl, do it for me.
Right, it shouldn't matter what platform you are using if you do not have access to Photoshop. I will be showing an iPhone tutorial. Unfortunately, I don't own an Android. However, I'm sure there will be similar apps that should cater to you. If you are in a hurry and you want to get a quick solution, check the timestamp. That should have some information on how to do it all on the iPhone. However, I do recommend that you watch this video throughout. That way you'll have a better understanding as of why we do certain things. Also known as help your boy get them watch time hours. Recently, if I'm honest, I haven't had the time to go out and shoot. Well, I have been shooting a little bit, but it's all stuff that can't be shared on social media at this moment in time. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to be sharing some family photos. We have recently come out of lockdown, and instead of going crazy, we just kept it close within a tight circle. So for the purposes of this video today, I will only be sharing family photos, which I'm sure you won't have a problem with, but just so that you understand. So I'll be using this photo as the first primary example. Right before I open this file in Photoshop, I quickly want to explain to you the importance of detail. As I mentioned earlier, one of the key things to try and get your viewers to do is to spend time on your post. So if you have detail, you're going to get people zooming in and cropping in and trying to get an understanding of what's going on in your shot. This shot probably isn't the best example of that because there are only two subjects and there's not much going on. But let's say you had, I don't know, a different range of flowers just sitting here at the bottom of the screen and a different backdrop with some nice scenery in it. That would work better on a broken down post of maybe 3 images or so. So as I mentioned earlier, the retention of your subject is important. Having the maximum amount of detail is important. When you swipe down an Instagram feed, I don't think many people know this, but the biggest form of photo that you can have is a 4:5 image. There are a lot of people who upload really wide. There are a lot of people who upload square. However, you are not doing your viewers justice. And we're looking at posts here. We can't compare that to stories or live or TV. This is only for posts. So the more of that space that you fill up, the more your viewers get to see of your photo, what you've created. Meaning they can zoom in more, they can really interact with your photo. Just know for today, that is the golden ratio. That is the most important for what we're going to move forward with. So in Photoshop, the first thing that I'm going to do is resize the photo. Once pressing crop, you go to the top just here. The second unit is the length of the photo. For the sake of understanding, I'm going to put a 5 in here. Now that's going to look really small. However, in my mind, this is going to allow me to think how many posts I want this to cover. Now changing the width all depends on how many posts you want in your post of that same picture. Let me explain. If I want 3 slides of this photo, then I'm going to times 4 by 3. Of course, that unit is 12. After typing in 12 and pressing enter, that is what I'm going to get. So you can even see the breakdown in the middle with the rule of thirds lines just here. So imagine that was an Instagram post. There's not much interest going on right here. And then you'd swipe, and yes, you'd get a little bit more on the second post. And then on the third, equally, you would get some more detail if you knew who these people were and you could interact with them. However, based on the fact that this is just negative space, I'm actually going to change this to an 8. I'm going to crop to where I feel like is necessary. The next step is to build some guides. I find the easiest way of doing so is just going up to the search tab and typing in new guide layout. Click new guide layout. I'm always messing around with mine, so it's already preset to what it needs to be. If you've already done the maths prior in relation to the aspect ratio, then you know it's only needed to be split once or down the middle. So with the columns, you'd put 2, and with the gutter, it's left as blank now, which means 0, but just to be sure, press the 0 and then press OK. At this point, where the crop tool was, you want to go and right click on it and go to the slice tool. Go to the top of the page where it says slices from guides. I don't know if that makes sense. It should be slice from guides. Then all we're going to do is export, but we're going to save for web legacy. I like to export at a maximum resolution. It all depends on you and how much detail you want in your photos. Quality to 100, all the same thing. If you wanted to quickly preview your image before you export, then you can do just here. But if you're happy with everything, then just hit save it to the place that you want to, and it's as easy as that. Of course, once you're on Instagram, providing that you upload them in the correct order, that seamless swipe should be perfect, all in line. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way, let's go to the phone version. First thing you want to do is find yourself on the App Store, and you want to search for this app here on the screen. It's called Scroll. Once opening the app, it will give you instructions on how to work the app and move forward. But for the sake of making this video, let's go through it just in case there's anything that they miss. So open up a new blank layer. Just on the bottom right of your screen where you see the square, that will give you your canvas and basically how many slides you want in your post. Now I'm going to try and stick to 3 on this occasion. After I'm happy with 3, then I will press the 2 diagonal arrows, and you'll see you've got options of landscape, square, portrait, and stories. Now landscape is more than likely going to be 16:9, square is 1:1, portrait is the golden 4:5 that I mentioned earlier, and stories will probably be 16:9. Once again, just to hammer home the point, if you try and upload a 16:9 or any photo that is predominantly landscape, then you will fit the photo in. However, the photo will be really small on the feed. If you try and upload a 9:16, then it will just crop it to a 4:5 anyway, and you'll end up losing either your feet or your head. So frame it correctly, go to the portrait, which is a 4:5, and you'll be good to go. At this point, all you want to do is press the plus sign, go to photos, find the photo that you want to add in. It's really simple to maneuver, just get it all right by pinching, and I don't know what that motion's called, but just yeah, line it up right to how you expect it to be. Once done, then you just press done. If you want to add text or change the background, then you've got those both located on the bottom left of the screen. However, if your shot is like the one that you see on screen and it's not necessarily busy or interested in all parts of the images, then what you could do is simply add another photo. So press the plus again, go into photos, find another photo, put it in the positioning that you want it. My thoughts would be to somewhat have the photo in between that swipe phase, just enough so that the viewer would then say, oh, what's that? And they swipe along and then they see more, and then you've got the same on the next slide, and it just keeps drawing them in. That way you're gonna get that retention, you're gonna get that good post that everyone engages with, even if they're not pressing the like button or commenting below. So after you've added in your images, make sure that your image just isn't too cluttered, or that you've not expanded on an image that doesn't have the resolution to, and it's starting to look pixelated. Anyway, don't worry about that. You'll see it before you upload it and export it and all of that stuff. Finally, you go right up to preview, and you preview as a carousel. Right there in front of your eyes, you have the swiping image that you would see on an Instagram feed. I must admit, that is a bonus that you don't get on the Photoshop side of things. You can only see it on the PC, but knowing that you're doing it in an app that is very much the same as Instagram, you get that user experience before it actually goes onto the platform. And with that being said, you have made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope I've made good of your time, and if I have, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more future content like this. Hit me up in the comments if I've missed anything, or if you know a better way of doing things. Definitely hit the people up down below if you've got an Android fix. And lastly, hit me up on the gram. Check out my slides. I probably haven't put up as many as I should, especially when I know how to do them. But yeah, let's link up. Until then, I'll speak to you on the next one. Peace.